Have you ever wondered why the nicest guys often finish last? Why the ones who play cold, mysterious, and detached somehow become the center of every woman's attention? Why she chases the man who ignores her, while ghosting the one who gave her everything? It's not a coincidence. It's a game, a psychological war. And the masters of this game don't play it emotionally. They play it strategically. One of the men who decoded this hidden power dynamic and turned it into art is Robert Greene, the author of bestsellers like The Art of Seduction, The 48 Laws of Power, and The Laws of Human Nature. Greene didn't just study seduction, he dissected it like a weapon. And today, we're going to break down what seduction really is and how it's not just about sex. Why women are masters of emotional control. How power, attraction, and manipulation are all connected. And how you can stop being the pawn and start thinking like a strategist. If you've ever been ghosted, betrayed, or confused by someone's mind games, you're not alone. But after this video, you'll never see power and relationships the same way again. Chapter 1. Seduction is power, not romance. Robert Greene makes it clear from the beginning. Seduction isn't about love, it's about control. In The Art of Seduction, Greene writes, "Seduction is the most subtle form of power." That's the truth no one tells you. Most people think seduction means being sexy, flirty, or romantic. But real seduction, the kind that lasts, is about psychological influence. It's about making people obsess over you without them even knowing why. It's about pulling them in with your presence, your confidence, your unpredictability. The biggest mistake men make is thinking women want to be impressed with gifts or compliments. But as Greene explains, people are drawn to those who give them emotional experiences, not logic, not comfort. And women especially are drawn to men who make them feel curiosity, give them highs and lows, push-pull dynamic, maintain mystery, are not emotionally available at all times. Why? Because these behaviors activate her imagination, and the imagination is where obsession grows. Chapter 2. Female Nature, Masters of Subtle Power. Here's a brutal truth. Women don't win by fighting like men. They win by seducing. Robert Greene writes, "Throughout history, women have used charm and emotional appeal to bend kings, warriors, and empires to their will." In other words, the battlefield may belong to men, but the palace is ruled by women. Women are biologically and socially trained to read emotional cues better, express vulnerability strategically, and use silence or softness as weapons. They know when to pull back to make you chase. They know when to smile and when to go cold. Because emotional control is their game. The mistake men make is trying to fight this emotionally. They react. They overthink. They try harder. But power comes not from reacting. It comes from understanding the rules of the game and staying grounded. If you don't understand female psychology, she will control the frame without saying a word. Chapter 3. The Power of Absence, Mystery, and Control. Robert Greene emphasizes the law, create an air of mystery. Why? Because predictability kills desire. Certainty kills intrigue. The moment you become too available, too obvious, too eager, you lose power. Women are attracted to the unknown, the unpredictable, the man whose attention must be earned, not given. One of the greatest seducers in Greene's book, Count Saint-Germain, never rushed intimacy. He gave pieces of himself slowly and always left something hidden. As Greene says, people are more likely to obsess over what they cannot have. If she always knows where she stands with you, she'll get bored. If she feels slightly uncertain, she'll stay curious. Mystery isn't about being dishonest. It's about withholding predictability. So ask yourself, are you the man who always answers? Or the man who leaves her wondering just a little bit longer? If this breakdown is opening your eyes and helping you understand the deeper layers of seduction, psychology, and power, then make sure to hit subscribe right now. This channel is for the thinkers, the silent warriors, the men who don't just chase, but understand. Now let's get back to Robert Greene. Chapter 4. Seduction as a mirror. Show her what she craves. Greene teaches us that the best seducers aren't the loudest. They're the most observant. To seduce someone effectively, you must reflect their desires back to them, like a mirror. That means studying her carefully, finding out what she secretly longs for, and becoming the symbol of that fantasy. For some women, that means being the stable man. For others, it means being the dangerous rebel. But the key is, don't seduce as yourself. Seduce as her vision. Charm is the ability to make someone feel better about themselves while guiding them toward your will. Greene. This is how high-level seduction works. It's not manipulation. It's emotional intelligence used strategically. You aren't lying. You're amplifying what already exists in her mind. Chapter 5. Detachment is seductive. Another law from Robert Greene that's crucial. The ability to withdraw, to keep people at arm's length, is a sign of power. Attachment is weakness. When you show that you need her attention, her love, her validation, you give away your frame. But when you can walk away, when you can withhold, when you can stand in solitude, you become irresistible. Women don't want to carry you. They want to follow you. And a man who is too emotionally reactive will always be chasing. But a man who can say, I don't chase, I attract. And I only entertain what adds to my mission. He becomes rare. He becomes magnetic. And women are drawn to rare things. Final chapter. Seduction, power, and freedom. Robert Greene's work doesn't just teach seduction. It teaches self-possession. At its core, seduction is not about women. It's about mastery of self. When you learn emotional control, observation, mystery, strategic presence, you not only become a better seducer, you become a better man. The world tries to sell you emotion. Society wants you reactive. But power lives in stillness. A man who is calm in chaos, who walks with purpose, who never needs to explain himself. That man will always hold the highest value in the eyes of women and in the world. You don't seduce by trying. You seduce by becoming unshakable. We have come to the end of this video. Thank you for being with me till the end. Have you ever chased someone who didn't even value you just because you didn't know the game being played? Type yes or no in the comments. And let this be the day you never chase the same way again. Thank you for watching. I'm Jay, and this is Ironmind by Jay.